morning to you. Many thanks for joining us. You're watching Galaxy today, coming to you from Galaxy Television. My name is Justin Akadonye. It's a Thursday, it's Relationship Day, and we're going to do some soul searching today. By the way, it feels good to be back. Yeah.
Good morning. Like I did promise you yesterday, I said something different is going to happen today. And I'm sure for the past 1 month that Justin has been away on leave, you must have probably missed him and then had a bit of what Galaxy today was all going to be about, or was all about. One morning, I'm Uche Onyekuluji, and I must say, Justin, it's good to have you back, although I'm still trying to figure out what this new look is all about. I mean, I missed the, what I call it, mohawk, that hair you used to carry. I'm wondering why you decided to go all low this morning.
Well, I just wanted something different. I just wanted a breath of fresh air on my hair, as it is, if that makes sense at all. I just wanted something different, and I wanted to feel rejuvenated.
But I must say, you look good. It's good to have you back, Justin. But give us tips. How was leave like? Where and where were you? What did you do?
You know the feeling of sleeping whenever you want to sleep and not trying to rush very early in the morning around 4 or 5 a.m. to to think that you have to be in the studio to get ready for the morning show. It was like bliss. It was like paradise not to think about work for, well, somewhat, not to think of work for like a while, but then it was really pleasurable, and I mean, it gave me a bit of time to rest, and I really needed all the rest I could get.
Did you at any point in time feel like the year is running to an end and not sure if I've actually met up with whatever my goals are for the year? Did you at any point feel that way?
Yeah, the thing is that once January has just passed and then February, you have to start planning from day one. Fine, as at the end of June, most people like the first half of the year is gone. What have I achieved? But looking back, I think I am thankful. I am grateful for the fact that I've been alive, and the fact that I've been able to grow, from where I was to where I am, and I see this exponential growth by the day coming my way, and there's something to be grateful for. I mean, for whatever reason, that one, stays up and wakes up every day, it is enough to be thankful for, So most people say they don't have any reason to give thanks, but the fact that you're alive, the fact that you are living is enough reason to be thankful for. But today we're not talking about Thanksgiving. We're talking about something. Yes. Where do I start from? Some people get into relationships for different reasons. Some people get into relationship because they want companionship. Some people just want friendship. Some people just feel like they don't need to be alone.
Burden themselves.
Yes, and some people just feel it's like the in thing. My friends, they are in a relationship. They have girlfriends and they have boyfriends. Why should mine be different? But a whole lot of people seem to have a completely different notion concerning relationship. Some people feel they're in a relationship just because of what they stand to achieve or what they need to get, be it material, be it finances, be it whatever, really. Some people just feel that there should be something for them. So we are looking at that on the show this morning. We're looking at this issue of being in a relationship and wanting to get something in return. We'll be looking at that, materialistic gains and all of that. But I'm not going to be the one to discuss that on the show. We have guests here in our studios. We have a lady, we have a gentleman. But before we take that, we'll give you the song. It's called One Traffic. We'll be right back. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching Galaxy today as we look at entitlement mentality in a relationship. Joining us this morning to look at that particular discourse, we have a lady and a gentleman. Let's make welcome Olayinka Adetula. She is a relationship coach. Many thanks for joining us on Galaxy today.
Thank you so much.
Good morning. It's good to have you.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. And she is joined by Tosin Badibo, who is also a relationship coach and a friend of the house. Many thanks for joining us, Tosin and Yinka.
Thank you very much, Justin.
It's good to have you.
Nice to have you. Nice to see you guys again.
relationships, people go, like I said in the intro, a lot of people go into relationships for different reasons. Some people go into it for almost the wrongest of reasons. Why some people feel that they should be in a relationship just because of what they can gain. But first off, let's just talk about the essence of a relationship. Why should someone be in a relationship, Yinka?
Well, relationship to me, it's two people coming together, people that have the same mind, who wants to, give. Relationship to me most times is about giving. It's most about taking from people. So when you come into a relationship with the mindset that you want to take from that person, that is not an healthy relationship. You're coming into that person's life to add value to that person, to make the person better, to help them in their weaknesses and then enhances their strength. So that's what relationship really is to me, and that is the way it should be in the lives of other people. So that's my concept about what relationship should be.
But I've heard people say that there's nothing bad in expecting something from a relationship.
Yes,
but would it be okay? Maybe expecting, but not to be a selfish expectations.
Well, expectation is very key in relationship, because when you look at two people coming together, you're not just coming into that relationship because you want to be in a relationship with somebody. Expectation can be positive and at the same time can be negative. If you have a positive expectation, means that, okay, I'm coming into this relationship with this person, I expect this person to be committed to me. I expect this person to respect me. I expect this person to love me unconditionally. That's a positive expectation, which is very allowed in any healthy relationship. But when you're talking about the negative side of expectation, that is why we're here. People get into relationship because they feel that, I need him to buy me an iPhone 6 or iPhone 7 Plus. In fact, I was going on social media some few days ago and I saw somebody post something that said that before you even have a date with me, you must pay 2 million naira into my account.
So there's a prenup. I don't know what
Exactly.
to use. Prenup was for marriage. Is not
Yeah. So I told myself.
Or what?
I told myself that if I am gonna pay 2 million naira to go on a date with you, and I go on a date with you, and at the end of the day you're not what I'm expecting, I'm entitled to a refund.
I'll lock you up.
Yes, I'm entitled to a refund. Yes, that it's a transaction. It's a business. It's a business meeting. That's not what a relationship should be like. So that's the mindset that most of us come, especially in this generation, that's the mindset a lot of us come into. Like, I'm coming into this person's life to take, not to give.
I like to bring you in here, Tosin, because in the relationship, I hear a lot of guys say the ladies are expecting too much, they get too materialistic, they're too expensive, everybody's expecting one thing or the other. But I would like us to broaden it now. That's about platonic friend, relationship as well as in family, siblings. How far can you actually go with the entitlement mentality? I hear people say, you owe no man nothing. That we are siblings does not mean I owe you success. I mean, that one is high up there does not mean that I'm expected to do. But it looks like in the African mentality, if you're the first, you have to cater for the younger ones. And in some traditions, they feel that in a place where probably you're a man who's married and the man dies, your brother is supposed to take over the responsibility. I like us to actually deal with it. How far what exactly should be my mindset when it comes to entitlement?
Thank you very much for the word mindset you used, because that's the key word, the mindset. Now, I'm going to cite practical examples of experiences and people have had to cancel or people have had to meet in the journey of life. First of all, I know someone who has sisters abroad. He has sisters abroad, and he boasts around to say that they have money, so they should take care of me. This guy is there about 50 years old upwards, and that irritates me as a person. I'm thinking, guy, you're 50 years old, and you're still saying my sister, my sister, my sister. What have you got to do for yourself? You understand me? But because of the mindset that he has carried, it's not like he's not doing something for himself. He prefers to keep his and take theirs because of that mindset.
Okay.
You understand me? So there is this mentality that people, senior ones, or even people who are doing better than you, they hold you something. Left to me, nobody holds me anything. If anybody does anything to me, it is out of gratitude, and I say a very big thank you to whatever you do to me. Be my father, be my mother, be my brother, be anybody. Now, when it comes to parents, children, obviously when the children cannot cater for themselves, it is the responsibility of the parents to cater for the children. That's responsibility. Now, when parents are not meeting up to that responsibility, then there's a problem. You understand me? And that causes, and that has caused a lot of decadence in the society so far. You understand me? That's different. But I'm old, I can do stuff for myself. My brother is old, he can do stuff, and I'm now waiting on my brother. Now I can place a call to my brother to say, bro, what's up? I'm a bit broke, can you help me out? If he says no, I take it in good faith, because it is a no. Okay? You understand me? It's all about lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. It's not that I have to tear you apart because I'm not strong. Okay. You understand me? That should be the mentality we should use in approaching this thing. There should be no entitlement to what you get from anybody.
Because a lot of people believe that when you're in a relationship, there should be some sort of romance, to spice it up. And some people have a different notion concerning what romance is, the expectations of a romantic relationship. Maybe that's where they really get it wrong. Must it really be that I should pay your fees just because I have promised to marry you? That's one. Okay. And secondly, even if I have not said I'm going to get married to you, but we are in a relationship, we have defined what we want from this. Does it really mean that I should be the one that should shoulder all your needs just because I am the man?
Okay, you go first, then I have something to say about that.
Thank you so much for the question. My own take about that is, when you are in a relationship with somebody, there's a level of expectation. Let me put it that way. When you can't talk about love, you can't talk about relationship without giving.
Of course.
And giving is not one-sided. It's a two-way thing. Now, when you're coming in a relationship with me and we're talking about marriage, what you do, I say it to most of my sisters in church, and I tell them, I said, what you do as a single person is a reflection of what your marriage life would be like. So if you're not somebody that has a lifestyle of giving in relationship, you probably might not have it when you get married. So if you're coming to a relationship and we're on the same page and we're talking about marriage, talking about the future here, the future is now. So what you would do to me when we're getting married, we're going to get married, start doing it now. If you're going to be responsible for some certain set of things in my life as a woman or as a man, start doing it you're not obligated to do it, don't get me wrong. Obligation is when you think it is your right. It is not your right. But if it is in you, if the selfless personality is in you to make you understand that this person is coming to my life, is going to be my wife, I have a sense of responsibility towards this person, then you discover that all those kind of things just comes with lifestyle. You don't even need to struggle to do them. So in a relationship with somebody, yes, there are expectations that it might be financial, it might be emotional expectation, it might be all kinds of expectation, but it is not a right that if you don't do this, it's just for some people said, I was hearing a gist, I think some few days ago, and somebody said, oh, he's in my relationship with me, and because the relationship with me, you should be able to help me pay my popsies hospital bill.
You're not their benefactor.
And I'm like, your father's hospital bill, what are you doing? I think the problem we have in this generation is not just about relationship aspect, it comes in all sectors of life. Because you're a citizen of a country, you feel that you are entitled to some things as because you are living, you're breathing. So I'm entitled to good road, I'm entitled to good education, I'm entitled to good hospitality, I'm entitled to all kinds of stuff. But in the real world, when you go to a country that is structured, things like that just don't happen. People work for what they get. Do you understand? There's a structure. Yes, I'm paying taxes, but people work for what they have. So most of us in this part of the world, we have poor work ethics, and that's why you see people just because I'm in a relationship with you, you must take care of my father, take care of my mother, take care of siblings, like that. And one thing again I've also discovered is that most people in relationship, they perform the roles of married people, and they're not not yet married. So if I'm in a relationship with you and I take up the role of a wife and I'm not yet your wife, I feel that because I'm taking up the role of a wife, you're obligated to take the role of a husband. Do you understand me? Yeah. So all these kind of things are things that you need to trash out when you're entering a relationship with somebody and making boundaries, talking about your rules, setting rules and foundations, and with that, if you need to, you know, balance compromise between the two of you, then you do that. But having a mindset that because you're in a relationship with me, then you take care of my bills, that's a very negative mindset.
Okay, you wanted to say something?
Yes. Okay, some years ago, I used to pastor a church, and there was this case that was brought before me. This guy and this lady were in school together, OU to be precise, and they were dating all through school. Then they graduated together, and I think they were going on NYSC and stuff like that. Then the girl said she was no longer interested in the relationship. And the guy said, no, you can't decide not to be interested. You have to be interested. You understand me? No, it was serious. The girl said, no, I'm done. The guy said, you can't be done. So everywhere the girl was going, the guy was blocking her, was either fighting people that were with her, was either going to block her. The only thing he didn't do, which was near doing, was kidnapping her. Because then, you know, at the point in time when they brought them before me, and I had to listen to them, you know, I wanted to go in the fact that she has a right to say she's no longer interested. So why do you have to hold her? Then when he opened his mouth to say all the things that he had done through school and through stuff, then I sat down to ask myself, Tosin, if you do this much for a lady and she says she's no longer interested, would you really take it in good faith? Now, the thing there with both of them is, now my question to the guy is, why did you have to go to that extent? Now, the lady too, why do you have to accept this to this extent? You know, there was this video that went around on social media where a guy proposed to a girl recently and the girl said no, and the guy started beating her up. I said, after all I've done for you, that was what I said, after all I've done for you, after all I've done for you, how would you say no? Why? What was it?
Can I butt
in? Expected that.
He just expected that.
So can I butt in there? I mean, if you is a mentality like, because I've done it for you, is a must, you agree? But
which is wrong.
Which is wrong, right? Yeah. If what you did for me is not what I asked of you, you did it out of the fact that you love me, or the mentality where what you asked me was to be your girl, not your wife, and in that process you saw me to be good enough to be your wife, and you're asking, and I'm saying no, the only thing I can do is to be your girl, and we've gotten to that state. I'm not thinking to have you as my husband. How do we begin to balance it that when you asked her, when you requested of her, you requested her to be your girlfriend, not your wife? So whatever you did in that relationship, you were doing what you want to do to your girlfriend, not your wife. Probably in your own mind, you're already certain that this is going to be my wife. But that moment, your contract is, she is your girlfriend.
Okay.
Now, taking further, because you know it takes two to tango, you said, be my wife, and I said, no. How do you begin to make people understand that not every relationship should lead to marriage? Just like you cannot keep every friendship. I mean, there's some friends you started with in primary school, they're no longer there. Did you have to query or beat them up for not being there as a friend?
Now,
how do we get to change the norms now?
Okay, now, I was just going to say, it's a wrong mentality. Now, on the part of the guy, that was an entitlement mentality,
yes,
which is very, very wrong. Because I've done this for you, you have to do this for me. Now, I think when you enter into a relationship with someone, now she said something, relationship is about giving. Giving is key. But when you give, it's not just about material. We need to change our mentality about everything being material. And you know, a lady called me, like a junior sister, and she needed counseling recently, and she called me, she said, my boyfriend buys everything for me, he gives me everything, but he keeps cheating to my face, and because of everything he buys for her, she's finding it very difficult to live. Sometimes this guy, you know, I said, has he ever beaten you before? He said, no, he has not beaten me, but sometimes he brings the girl even when I'm there. He disrespects me all the time. And you know, his mother is aware of the relationship, so the mother is keying her down to say, oh, my son will change, my son will. I said, look at me, and look at me straight in the face. He won't change. You understand me? But because of she has been keyed down with those material things, the guy is also thinking she's entitled to her body, she's entitled to everything because of whatever she has bought, he has bought for her. You understand me? So this materialistic, we have a lot to give in relationship.
Okay, sorry. With what you just said, thank you. Okay, finish what you said.
Yeah, we have a lot to give in a relationship. Emotionally, we have a lot to give. Even advice-wise, even helping each other up. You understand me? Noticing our weaknesses and our strengths and helping each other grow. You understand me? Holding each other by the hand and making each other look good. Everything does not have to be materialistic, to be honest. So we need to change this, our mentality. Now, I'm not saying that when there is a need, you cannot stand in the gap. If you can, why not? But when it becomes a must that you have to stand in the gap because you are a boyfriend, now it's different when you are in a marriage.
Yeah,
it's different. But even when you are in a marriage, it comes to an extent. I think understanding is key when you are in a marriage. When I'm in a marriage and I can have that understanding that, okay, now when you're in a marriage, you're expected to be naked. Let's go the scripture way. You're expected to show yourself that this is me, this is how I am. Now, after I've shown myself that this is me, this is how I am, you're still demanding. You understand me? Now that is being selfish.
But what about a scenario where a lady feels that just because she comes from, it could be anyone anyway, maybe the guy too, just because he or she comes from a humble or a low background, that a relationship should be something that should change his or her status?
Wrong mentality.
Wow. Well, I always say this most times, that when I have the ability to do something for myself, if you do it for me, you will see it as a privilege.
Yes.
Because I have the ability to do it for myself. When you, as a person, I always say this, that when you don't have what it takes to stand alone, self-love, having a self-independent mindset, don't go into a relationship. And most of this generation, most of us in this generation, a lot of the women, I will say, don't have the independent mindset to stand alone, to be responsible. When you're responsible at a certain stage in your life, you're not concerned about what you're going to get from that person. You're concerned about that person getting better. You're concerned about the things you expect from that person. For example, if I'm in a relationship with you and I see you and I noticed this guy has anger problems. This guy spends money anyhow. He doesn't treat the people around him well. I have gotten to a stage of maturity. And that stage of maturity is when I can take care of myself first. But so many people are not there yet. So you see girls going into a relationship with the pity self nature. This is me. I have problem. In fact, you even in your day-to-day work with people, you notice them. They speak to you, the first 5-10 minutes they're speaking to you, they're talking about the things that they don't have. So I will always say to people, be independent. You might not have a big house or have a big car or drive an expensive, but be able to take care of yourself. Because when people know that you can take care of yourself, they won't trample on you.
Just about just what you said, it means that if I'm independent, whatever thing you do is an addition, then it makes me value whatever it is you've done.
Exactly.
Because I know it isn't easy to do what you've just done.
That is it.
Okay, I like what you've cited so far, but I also want us to look at it in the angle of family now. Some people are actually in a relationship for pressure. I mean, your mother tells you, okay, you're of age, go out there, get a man, and then elevate us from this thing, where it is a mindset from the home now. As a person, how do you begin to change that person? Because it becomes a whole lot of load for the partner or the would-be when you have a partner or someone you're dating with the mentality that I have you in my life so that this can change because this is what my mother or this is what my father has told me. I don't know if you understand my point.
I do understand.
And we all know that whatever you take from the house sticks more than what you learn or pick from people. How do we begin to change that norm now that we're not saying mommy is wrong, at the same time it is not right that I carry your burden or you carry mine, even if, like you said, even if it is in marriage.
Now, a lady came to us and she said her parents told her to go and get married. Then I told her, go get a job. That's the first thing you need to go and get. You don't need marriage.
Yes.
Go and get a job. She works in the bank right now by the grace of God, and I'm happy for her. She hasn't found any guy right now, but she's doing fine. When the guy comes, it's going to be an addition. Now, sometimes the mentality of our parents has, especially, apologies to those who have not really done well so far, with their life. So they feel like our female children would have to marry somebody that is rich or somebody that is well-to-do to come and save us from our poverty, which is a very wrong mentality, because after all, once a guy sends around him that is the motive behind what they are trying to do, or behind the action, then he takes it up. He becomes proud. He becomes arrogant.
Yes.
Okay. It starts because he knows you don't have anywhere to go. Come on, I'm your savior. I'm your God. You understand me? If the guy is not broken, if the guy has not received Jesus Christ as his Lord, let me put it that way, just on the side, he would take advantage of the girl and the entire family. He would do what he has to do, because to him, whatever he's doing is nothing. To him, whatever he's doing is still chicken change. But he would maltreat the wife. And the genesis is the fact that the parents had made the girl vulnerable. So, to parents out there who are listening, wherever, please, however of age, it's good, but let us allow God play his part. Let's allow things happen by themselves. Let her go out, let her see the guy, let her bring the guy home. Either he has money or not. Pray for them. Stories change.
Okay.
Stories change.
All right.
Please. I know. Okay, do you want to take a break?
Take a break.
Okay,
Right.
please.
Let's do Galaxy today, and we're looking at entitlement mentality in a relationship. We still have Yinka and Tosin with us here in the studios. We are expecting your messages, although a lot of people have been calling out. We'll see if we can try and take one or two calls, but send your SMS. The number is on the screen. And feel free to interact with us on our social media pages using the hashtag Galaxy Today. You can download our app at the Play Store, or you can just do that on Google, and of course on iOS devices. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching Galaxy Today, and we are looking at entitlement mentality in a relationship. We still have Tosin and Yinka with us here in the studios. Some messages have come in. Emmanuel Abuchi from Dokwemut, it says, I'm 22 years old. I'm doing very well financially, though my parents are imposing that I get married this year, which I'm not ready to do. Or what should I do? This one says, hello, good morning. Should you receive gifts when you do not like the journey with the person who professes love to you?
Okay, let me tackle the issue of the guy first.
Okay.
Now, there's something about guys.
Yes.
When you are not ready, you're not just ready. Now, what makes a guy ready to tomorrow? I'm still trying to research it. I've not known. The guy just wakes up one morning and he's just ready.
Yes. It's like that.
To be honest, I just found the guy just wakes up one morning and all of a sudden he's more interested in the marriage than the girl.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
But when he's not ready, there's nothing the girl wants to do. If he is eventually forced into the marriage, the girl would never enjoy that marriage. Because everything he's doing, his brain is not there. He is built to take his decision by himself. So you're 22, you're still very young, and you are not ready. At 22, you know you're not ready. Within yourself, you know. Even if you are dating a girl, you still know you're not ready. Please take your time. At 22, there's still a lot to learn.
Okay, so let's see if we can just take this. Hello, good morning to you. Thanks for joining us on Galaxy today. Yeah, you want to contribute. We're looking at entitlement mentality in a relationship. Go ahead with your comment. Yeah, good morning. All right, when you call, try and turn down the volume on your TV set so we can hear you and don't get feedbacks. You can also send SMS if you want to be part of this conversation. Tosin, please continue.
So the other lady said, should you receive the gift when you know you are not feeling the thing? Why are you still there? Why are you still there? This is what we're talking about, and you mentioned it earlier on. You come with that self-pity, and the guy just knows that all I need to do is just drop money for it. It's as low as recharge card, 500 naira. Yes. It's not when you buy cars. It's not even about the cars or the iPhone X. It's as low as sending to 200 naira recharge card, and some girls are just head over heels over recharge card. It's as low as that. Wow. So yes, I've come across situations like that. So now, if you know you are not interested, if you know you're not feeling the relationship, if you know your mind is not there, your body soul is not there, please exit. Okay. Exit. No, don't know. Either he's giving you a car, either whatever. Listen to me. You would make your own money. You will be fine. You would, once you have that mindset that you're pressing forward and you're getting, just have that positive mindset that you're going to make it in life. Just keep that mindset. You will be good. But once you have looked down on yourself and you have thought, oh, I can never make it, I didn't come from a good environment, I didn't come from a good family, there's nothing that can happen to me, then you'll be taken advantage of.
All right. Hello, good morning to you.
Morning.
Yeah, what's your name? Where are you calling us from? Okay, go ahead. You want to contribute?
Issue of this very critical. So for me, actually, in the family, like, you can't always experiment like that. So because mine is not so better. So the best is you can't pay, they should pay. So that's the
Well, thank you so much for your contributions. Okay, you want to add to what he just said?
Yes,
he said,
I actually wanted to add to what Tosin said about you being a girl, a guy is trying to buy you with gifts, you're not interested. I've noticed over the years that when you collect gifts like that, you feel indebted to that person. He will call you, you will want to pick because you have already collected gifts. Gift has a way of just overshadowing your mindset, and then you start considering things that you don't even want to consider in the first place. So the best thing for you to do is just respectfully just reject it. I'm sorry, I'm not interested in you. You can have your gift back. It's as simple as that.
In a situation whereby he tells you, take it, even if you're not interested, take it. Take the gift, and well, if you're not interested, okay.
Is smart. Men are smart in that area. You want to tell me he's buying you, I just saying take it. Is he a Father Christmas? He's not. He's trying to buy your affection. He's trying to buy time for you. He's trying to buy privilege from you. So that's just.
All right, this one says men and women are mutually interconnected. Independent mind requires compromise, without which no relationship can survive. I don't know if you can make anything out of it. But one thing I want to ask right now is that you talked about expectations and both financial, maybe emotional. Ordinarily, I know there's no hard and fast rule about this, but if you are in a relationship, what are the basic expectations you should provide or be provided, or expected to provide, both from the guy's side and the lady's side? Let me go from you, Yinka.
Okay. When you're in a relationship with somebody, to me, it's an open door.
Okay.
Expectations come in a relationship, it always does. When you're in a relationship with somebody and the person is, maybe is a guy and a girl, and the guy is more financially comfortable than the girl, if you have it at a sense of responsibility, this thing still boils down to just your persona and the sense of responsibility. You don't need to tell me what I need to do to help you. When you are a given person, it becomes a lifestyle for you. So I cannot see you in need and just put my hands like this. Do you understand me? If there's actually love in that relationship. So there might not be rules as to buy me iPhone 7, buy me car, buy me, but
Or
I can be able
to change your hair every time you need to do that.
if he can.
Okay.
If he can, if he's, I was still, having this talk with somebody some few days ago, and I said, I asked somebody, we're just talking, I said, I asked somebody to give me money for my hair, and the person I was giving for, and the person was like, why would he give you money for hair? Is he your father? He just said it like that. He's a person your father would he give you money for, and it just occurred to me that he's lying. He's not my father.
He's not your father.
If he wants to, yes, if he wants to give me, he will give me. If he doesn't want to give me, he's not obligated to give me. If he's not in my life, won't I make my hair? Do you understand me? So there are no rules about giving in relationship. It's a free lifestyle thing, and that's why I said you're not coming into that relationship to take.
Yeah.
If you're coming with a take mentality, you're gonna feel like in fact the other person will feel like you're a burden to him.
Okay, let's extend this to family now. I'd like us to look at inheritance. It's an African thing where every culture practices this. We still have the issue of gender inequality in that area when it comes to inheritance. And I'm not trying to campaign for women and being included in inheritance stuff. No, what I'm trying to say now is how far can we take this mentality where we think or assume that our fathers are expected to drop something or more than a thing for us, and with the children the firstborn is expected to take a particular portion of it. I just want to know, is that mentality right?
Now,
sorry, against the backdrop of the statement that says no man owes you
nothing. Okay, that's fine, and that statement is true. For me, it's true, and it remains so.
Okay.
Now, even your father and your mother, like I said, whatever they do is your responsibility to a certain age, because even there's a place in the Holy Book that supports that. For this reason shall a man leave his father. So there's a time to leave.
Okay.
You understand me? You have to leave your father and mother, and do the needful, cleave to your wife. So now, when there is an inheritance, number one, understand that inheritance is a privilege. It's not a right.
Okay.
When you go into that setting with that mindset, you will take whatever is being given you with joy and gladness and with thanksgiving. But unfortunately, that's not the case in the African setting.
Okay.
We have people that kill each other because of inheritance, over what they never worked for. That's the painful part of it. Over what their sweat, not a single drop of their sweat is part of. Why are you killing somebody for what you never worked for? You understand me? So now we have brothers and sisters who are, visiting herbalists and doing all those stuff over inheritance. Now the guy who dropped the inheritance is dead and gone. So another mentality that I carry is, if that guy can die, then I can also die too. In fact, in the next minute.
Okay, let us talk about the role of religion in all of this, because one of our viewers just sent this one in. Let me just read what he, okay, Babalola, so that's a guy, what he said verbatim. He says, from religion or religious angle, they taught us that the man should be responsible for the woman's need. A few months ago, a religious leader said, don't get married to an unemployed man. So what he's saying right now is that religion is saying that, I don't know what religion he said, it wasn't specific. He says that religion says that the man should be responsible for the needs of the women. But right now, another religious leader is telling them that a woman should not get married to a man who is not married, who is not working.
Okay, but sorry, I'd like to get the question right. He's saying that the man should take care of the
ordinarily, the man should take care of the woman's needs.
Woman as a wife or girlfriend? Because
it wasn't specific. Apparently meant when you're in a relationship, the man should take care of the woman's needs. That is his own perspective.
Religion.
He's now saying again that religion or religious leader is saying that a woman shouldn't get married to a man who is not working, because the man should be able to cater to the needs of the man.
Okay, I think the question is around marriage, not
around
relationship,
marriage,
right?
Yeah,
okay.
Because anytime, in my own religion, anytime the Bible refers to man and woman, it's talking about husband and wife.
Okay.
So let's just have that basis. So, dear listener who asked the question, man and woman actually means husband and wife. You understand me? And now, back then when our holy books were written, you understand me? Even in some years ago, in the 80s, some things were still easy. In this dispensation that we are right now, two hands have to watch each other before it gets clean.
Yes, sir.
You understand me? Now, all does not have to go around finances. If I'm the only man bringing food to the table, then I should be able to meet support through you, either with my emotions, either with advice to say, okay, on your work, and even with prayers. You understand me? I will be happy doing what I'm doing because there's a return. It doesn't have to be financial. You understand me? Because sometimes some people cannot, their capacity cannot go beyond what it would go beyond. So the next question, sir, that was where my interest was.
That a woman should not get married to a man
who is unemployed. Thank you very much, sir. Now, in what context? Because we like putting things out of context. In what context did that preacher say that? Now, I'm also of the opinion. Now, what is unemployment? Let us even start with. To me, unemployment, or let me rephrase that statement. A woman shouldn't get married to an idle man. Okay.
Better. You might be unemployed, but you're into business.
But you understand
jobs.
Me?
Yes.
So let me rephrase that statement. You understand me? A woman should not get, a man without a life do not deserve a life partner. Simple. You understand me? A man must have a life. So a woman should not get married to an idle man. So let us say, or rephrasing that statement, I think has helped whoever asked that question. You understand me? It would be so disastrous to go into a marriage, a man that sleeps and wakes up. An idle mind is the devil's workshop. It's as simple as that.
Okay, but I like us to look at it from this angle where if the man, according to that question, that the man is supposed to cater for the woman's needs, so automatically the woman must live according to his coat size.
Definitely.
Right? Yes. So if he must cater for my needs, then I shouldn't go above his income. Yes. So I'm expected to cut my coat according to whatever it is he brings in. Yes. So I shouldn't put him under due pressure. If I'm going to be that woman who will just sit back and do nothing to support him, so whatever he brings to the table is what we should plan.
Joy. Accept with joy.
Yes.
All right, I'll keep the messages coming and keep the calls coming in. Remember, you can also interact with us on social media using the hashtag Galaxy Today. Let's see if we can take this one. Good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, you want to contribute? Go ahead. What's your name? All right, go ahead, Michael.
So if the man just makes contact with the family and is not committed to money, I tell the children that not want to that the woman. The man still in trouble. Because if the wife is not becoming serious and she feels she is not well managed and they are not doing what they are supposed to do financially as a man, they are not doing it. And before you know it, she begins to look at you. When the man starts looking at that, the woman is not expecting to. It's very, very good choice. Like the choice of that.
All right, thank you.
The man who also said that, yes, the man is idle, the woman should not marry. I think that man makes the best statement.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your contribution. If you're going to call, as much as possible, try and turn down the volume on your TV set so we don't get feedback when we try to communicate with you. Let's see if we can take one or two messages before we continue with our guest here in Lagos. Good morning. My issue is that I once loved a guy, but he cheated. But okay, this is not related to what we're talking about. We're looking at entitlement mentality in a relationship. All right, let's take this one. Good morning to you. All right, I think we lost that call. You can also interact with us on social media using the hashtag Galaxy Today. I am Olamide from Ibadan. I am 25 years old. I'm in a relationship with a girl, but she said I complain a lot. Making the environment, I don't understand what you're saying. This is not okay. Still talking about expectations. He also mentioned something about she's not keeping the environment tidy. Is it supposed to be the responsibility of the girl you're in a relationship was to come to your house and clean for you?
Okay, can I say something?
Yes, go on.
Okay. I've discovered most times in this part of the world that when people come into a relationship, they practically take roles of marriage, husband and wife. your girlfriend and boyfriend were still taking up the roles of husband and wife. So you see a guy say, after all, I pay money to, she asks me money, I give her money. If she comes over to my house, she should wash my clothes, clean my car. You know, I have had a girl who went to a guy's house and woke up as early as 5 a.m. in the morning and started washing the guy's car.
Wow.
You know, it's as funny as that. But what am I going to say about it? It's this part of the world. If you've stepped outside of this country, you discover that they don't live life the way we do. And one of the problems we have, especially in our youth, is the fact that they feel that one person is solely responsible for them. If I, as a person, am an individual, I should be able to take care of my basic needs. In fact, I've had a case of a girl who was telling me sometimes ago, said I went to a guy's house for the very first time to go and visit the guy. And the guy just sat there and said, yeah, one kitchen could down, you know, just go inside the kitchen and cook for me. You know, that's a mentality of a woman. You're supposed to know how to cook. You should come to a man's house, you enter the kitchen and cook.
You're not even scared that she can disappear
yes,
or put poison in your food or something.
To your place for
the first time.
You
can imagine.
So it's still the African mentality thing. It's in us. And we need to start refreezing. We refreeze the attitude in us. We need to start defreezing it and understanding that I'm a sole person. I'm responsible for myself. Washing my clothes is my responsibility. Cooking my meals is my responsibility. I don't need to depend on people to do that. So once we come out of that mindset as an individual, you discover that there's some things you just do with ease. You don't need to depend on people to do these things for you. And that kind of attitude also helps even when you're married.
I don't know why I still want us to go back to this inheritance things. You know,
sorry,
I just want to say something because some months ago, a particular, a notable designer died. He's based in the US, and he willed all his fortune to a cat, a pussycat. And people started talking, why would you will to a pussycat? And I'm wondering, as human being, I have the entitlement to will whatsoever I want to anybody. I'm not saying it's particularly good to will to a cat. I'm just saying that I have that willpower to do whatsoever I want to do with what is mine. So with that at the backdrop, how do we get to make people understand that whatever is yours, you decide what you want to do with it? The fact that you're my brother or you're my sister or you're my daughter or my son does not mean that. I don't know if you understand me.
Okay, I think my answer would also answer, the answer to this one would answer what I wanted to say. While we were growing up and in our part of life, I noticed that more attention is placed on the girls than the guys, and it has caused a huge gap in moral decadence. So the girls are taught how to cook, the girls are taught how to wash clothes, the girls are taught how to take care of their house tidy, and the guys are just, you know, they are just go and read your book. That's what they tell the guys. Go and read your book. Make sure you read your book and become a doctor. You know, in as much as you are reading your book, because we don't want to be seen as illiterate parents that don't, you know, but make sure that you know how to tidy the house. And they're always telling you that you are going to your husband's house when you get there. Now, I think that mentality needs to change, because the way you are brought up gives you that independent mind. Now, as a guy, who told you that you cannot do stuff for yourself? Who told you you cannot help her out? Who told you you can't even cook the meals in the house? You can't cook the meals in the house. You can go to the markets. You can. I go to the market, sir.
I do. I
well, I was still in the market yesterday.
Okay, we're almost
understand
out of time. Let's just get the last word in this as we round off now. You know, we talked about you know, what are expected of the guy and of the girl. Maybe we should just round off on that line.
Like I said earlier, for expectation from both parties, when you're coming to a relationship, first of all, come with the mindset of it is our world. We're building it together. This is our project. This is us together. There has to be openness between the two parties. There's no secret in relationship. The two of you have to be open about each other. This is who I am. This is who I am. Can we work things out? What can we do to combine forces together? So you have a right to choose whoever you want to be in a relationship with, and that's why it's important for you to watch well. I always say that, I said, when you meet people that have an entitlement relationship, entitlement mindset, you don't need to spend 10 hours with them. You will know from the first 5-10 minutes you talk to them, they're practically talking about themselves.
Okay. All right.
So once you can decode this kind of person from your conversation with the person, knowing the kind of personality they have, you'll be able to know if it is going to work for you. And if it's not going to work for you, you just move on.
Okay,
That's
all
what
right.
I think.
Very quickly, Tosin, as we
Okay, for
30 seconds.
for the ladies, mentality. Fix your mentality.
Okay.
Be independent. Have an independent mindset. For the guys, fix your motive.
Okay.
The motive behind anything in life depict how successful that thing will be. Go into it with the right motive and achieve what you want to achieve. Go into it with the right mindset and the right mentality, and we'll all be good together.
All right, well said. That's as much as we can take. You get into a relationship just because you need to support each other, not because you're expecting someone to just completely take off all responsibility from you. You should be independent on your own and be able to take care of some of your basic needs. Our guests here in Lagos have been Olayinka Adetula and of course Tosin Gbadebo, both relationship coaches. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And of course, this is where we'll put the curtain, and we'll be back tomorrow for TGIF. Make it a date with us. I still remain your humble home girl, Uche Onyekoje. Bye for now.
And I'm Justin Academy. Many thanks for being a part of the show. Bye for now.